All right, this is the Dirty Overhaul Rock Show. We are here at After Hours, where Black Glass has been kicking some ass all night long. And we have here Mr. Rodney Rogers.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Hell yeah. We
From
got
Black Glass.
The entire world can listen.
That's the lead singer, guitar extraordinaire. Yeah. So Ronnie, tell us a little bit something about yourself. How long you guys been together? And
we've been together since 2005.
Right.
We're working on 9 years almost now.
Dang, has it been that long?
Yeah.
Time flies, don't it?
You with Smoking originally.
We were all with Smoking, and then we left and formed our own gig thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
And last year is the first band member change we had. We had the same members for 8 years.
That's awesome.
That's
and
that's in itself.
That's almost unheard of now, especially when you're talking about J-Ho.
You know it.
Yeah.
But man, you guys sounded great tonight. You were kicking some ass.
Yeah, we haven't heard you with Todd. I heard you years ago with the other guy, and
popped our cherry tonight with Todd.
Yeah, it was wild, man.
Todd makes it sound good. He adds.
Well, we've known him for.
He just makes the sound so much fuller with the keyboards, and he goes back and forth to the guitar.
Yes, he does, baby.
Yeah, we've known Todd from Dirty Surprise.
Yeah,
and then
goes way back.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of bands right here.
Yeah. So what's next? Where you guys heading now?
Concord next week.
Concord. Is that Amici's? Yeah,
Amici's.
That's right. That's right.
Oh,
cool. You know, you brought up a familiar name just a second ago before we came on, Mr. Steve Arnold.
That would be By God.
That's By God.
By God.
Yes.
I'm surprised he wasn't here tonight. He's usually here.
You know,
he usually calls me if he's.
We've been
he's rideless, so
because he is controversy, man.
He
talks shit about everybody, even us. He works for us. He talks shit
about himself.
Yeah, and see, he still busts my balls because a handful of shows ago, I can't remember who we were talking to in the studio, but somebody brought up his name, and they said, yeah, it's Steve Arnold, da-da-da-da, and I said, yeah, he's a great drummer, just ask him, he'll tell you. And he heard that, and he's so we were playing out last week, and he goes, yeah, Dave, just ask him, he'll tell you. And I'm like, God, man, seriously? Is your skin that thin?
Yeah.
Come on.
No, this is By God.
But he did play one of the best pranks on our drummer, Chris.
Oh, yeah?
With I don't know if you've heard this story, but where was it at? B-52?
Mount Airy,
yeah. Our drummer, Chris, he had a box of fried mushrooms.
Before the show, during the show,
after the show. Yeah, pretty much. And he had taken some of his, and it was cold outside, like, I don't know, February.
It was December.
So Jimmy, inside of his car, the light didn't work. So he took some of his some of his fried mushrooms and stuck them in Jimmy's truck. Later on after the gig, he gets in the truck to eat his fried mushrooms. Steve Arnold had replaced them with gravel.
Yeah, so
and he goes and he's chomping on rock. Man, these mushrooms are frozen.
Yeah, By God was crying. He loved that one.
That was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
But another good one was when you and Steve stayed together in that hotel room, and I came over to knock on the door.
I carry a few things that I use on stage, like props.
Some of his props consist of the rubber dildo effect.
Yeah, it's part of the show.
And he bounces them around. He puts them in the mic stand and sticks them out.
Women in the face with them.
He'll stick them on my bass guitar because it's got like a rubber thing on the back.
That's his whammy bar.
So he's got several different sizes, and he's got this one that looks like King Kong's penis.
It was a gift.
Yeah, it was a gift. You guys stayed together that night, and I went to knock on the door, and Steve Arnold opens the door, and he's sitting there talking about how his back is killing him and how he didn't get any sleep that night before. And right across behind me was a maid, and I could see Brian on the floor putting all these dildos in his back. And it looked so bad for Steve.
I didn't get it until like after she left. I was like, oh my
God. And she just looks like,
I don't really want to clean this room.
Yeah, I'm not going in there unless it's sterilized.
So you guys have been around, you said, about 8 or 9 years, and I mean, it's no doubt everywhere we go, man. You guys are the top band everywhere.
Everywhere you go.
I mean, you not only one of the greatest vocalists I've ever heard. I mean, your guitar playing is phenomenal, man.
Oh yeah,
I do appreciate it.
I mean, you guys kick.
Oh yeah,
ass,
I mean,
major ass.
Since we're talking about Steve, you know, he's always talking to you specifically. I mean, Black Glass too, but always talking about how great Ronnie is, and
that's my boy.
He, I don't like. Are you paying him? Because he's out doing your PR, baby. He sure is.
Payroll. Oh yeah.
Hey, darling, how are you?
We are on air.
The Eagle. No.
My gosh, she's an Amazon.
I like it.
That's a fun climb to the top. Good Lord. So anyway, where the hell was I going? I don't know what I was talking about. I am so sidetracked.
Yeah, it's anytime he does that while we're playing live. If there's a chick gets on stage, Dave forgets where the hell he's at.
Oh God, that's easy to do.
Yeah.
So anyway, so anything new coming up?
We got new t-shirts coming out now.
Besides SmackDown.
I know he didn't call Devonna Designs.
TK's fault.
We've been aggravating the piss out of TK. He's already canceled on us twice because Dave's tired of us interviewing everybody but the bass player, so he wanted a bass player. So
did you get TK first?
We tried.
He came over here tonight first. Yeah, he sure did.
All right,
but yeah, we had
TK's
singers.
The funniest guy around.
Oh, really? Yeah, he seems like he's wide open.
Yeah, he's pretty crazy. Yeah. But yeah, he's definitely a fun guy, and I said when I want to get a bass player over here because we had a singers and drummers and guitar players. We even had a wrestler.
Oh, yeah, we had a pro wrestler. That was pretty wild.
So I was like, we got to get a bass player.
Those guys know how to talk.
Yeah. Let me tell you something.
So you also do some acoustic stuff. Now
I do.
You live
in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, you live. That's where you live, right?
Yeah, I live in Myrtle Beach.
God, that's awesome. A long haul all the way up here.
I'm driving back tonight. I get
wow.
7:30.
See, we bitch about going to Florence. It's like 3 hours, and I'm like, oh
man,
Florence.
What kind of vehicle are you driving? You must get some good gas mileage.
I have a good old mama soccer van that I carry.
Oh hell yeah!
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh yeah. Get some stickers.
We used to play shows with these. They'd have the mail reviews first.
Yes,
and then I know you've done that before. And then we play afterward. Well, one of the biggest ones that all these women went crazy for. He used to drive up in a damn minivan with all these baby seats in the front and in the back, and all these women. He'd get out and he looks like Fabio, and these girls go crazy. And I'm like, if you only knew, go out and look at his Ferrari out in the parking lot.
You know, I borrowed my girlfriend's car to come up here one night to see somebody. I can't remember who it was. It might have been a Lexus machine. And she had two baby seats, two pink, bright, brand new pink baby seats in the back because of her grandkids. And they're like 3 years old. And I come pulling up here, and I'm getting in my car, and I'm getting ready to head out of here. And these girls come over, and they're talking to me like, hey, how you doing? And I swear to God, they looked at the car seats and went, and they're off they went.
I've carried them. I've had 3 car seats in my van for years.
But see, he can still pull it off.
But I did have it before.
Now you got kids?
No, but
no kids.
No, but I had 3 that I would call them on for a while.
Oh, that's good.
Oh yeah.
I had the seats everywhere, and I'm like trying to put guitars in and baby seats.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the life right there.
We've all had to do that.
You know,
it's easier to leave them in there. You know.
I had a small kid. My daughter had because I guess you could say I'm a grandpa. My daughter has got a 6-year-old about to be 7 in December, and when she was about 2 or 3 years old, she used to climb inside. She used to climb inside my guitar cases and lay down, and I took pictures, and I thought it was the cutest thing. But so yeah, you go out and you do the acoustic thing. You do that very much
by yourself, or you got just 2 guys? Or
I play in Myrtle Beach on Mondays and Tuesdays at the Garden City Pier with a 3-piece band.
Oh, okay.
And then I've been playing by myself on Wednesdays.
Oh, we do that too, but
and then
not in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, I do that every night.
I have it.
We do it every night.
Well, Soap is a slut. That's all I have to say.
So I also hear through the grapevine you're a huge Elvis fan too.
I love the King.
Baby. Oh, yeah. He is the king. So
you're the king of After Hours. So tell us.
So what's your favorite Elvis song?
Oh, that's Kentucky Rain.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
That's
wow.
Weird. I mean, not weird, but it's not one that people would.
Now, you grew up listening to Elvis, I guess, through your family. And
I'm from Mississippi.
Oh, that's awesome.
Really?
Yeah, my grandmother, she died 2 or 3 years ago, but she was from Tupelo, so I've been going to Tupelo my whole life.
Oh, okay.
But I grew up in Jackson, Mississippi. It's
kind of hard not to be an Elvis fan if you're from Mississippi.
Yeah, it's true.
I saw Elvis when I was 10 years old.
Really?
Wow.
That is awesome.
36 row.
Dang.
That's cool.
I
never got to see him.
I did.
I did get to see Dolly Parton and Porter Wagner when I was a kid.
I got to see Steve Arnold.
Did you see Ray Stevens?
I did.
Look at that.
It's me again, Margaret.
I have a bootleg of the concert I went to.
Really?
Really?
Yes, I do.
Wow. What year was that?
1975.
75. Wow.
June of 75.
I was 4.
Yeah, me too.
Were you?
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, we lie about our age all the time.
Yeah,
I was not 4.
All right, so we appreciate you coming over and spending some time
this
with
is
us.
so cool, man. I've never got to meet you before. I mean, we hear everywhere we go. It's like
I hear about y'all all the
Yeah,
time,
we love-
too, man.
well,
Oh,
Don't
yeah,
believe
but
that.
it's all crap. It's
we need to do a show together, man.
That would be great.
That would be
We'll
cool.
open
would
you
be
guys
great.
maybe
up
play with you
keys.
guys here. That would be really
great.
cool.
You know, usually Steve's
I just
here and
wanna
he plays
play-
a few songs with us too. But
Yeah, he hops up and tells.
I just want to do a show where we can play all our rock, because when we play, let's say a redneck bar, is that the right word?
Yeah, I guess you could
we
say
have to
it.
do like all our ZZ. We have a different set. And
I-
we try, but I want to come balls out like you guys did. I was like, God, it's killing me, man.
I know.
during the week I play everything from Alabama to just
Well, I
everything.
mean, you can
ZZ Top,
sing anything. That's the greatest part.
Stevie Ray
man.
Vaughan at Mother Band, we play a lot of that, and then I come out here and on the weekends is rock.
That's
I
awesome.
couldn't do this every night; it'd wipe my voice out.
Yeah. Now, tell us about. Do you have certain things that you do to, like before a show, to keep your voice?
I do nothing.
Like some people
Wow.
do the
I
honey and
sleep.
lemon.
That's a gift, man.
I sleep all I can. I tell you that.
You try not to talk as much, like during the day, and
I do talk softly, and then sometimes I.
Do you carry a big stick?
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
I carry a little stick.
Yeah, but
I've got people, huh?
Right.
Girlfriends get mad at me. I can't hear you. I'm like,
Right.
I'm pacing myself.
Yeah.
I'm saving
Right.
this shit.
Yeah.
There's
You have to.
there's a mile limit on this thing,
yeah.
I never stop
know?
talking.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I suck.
Well, unlike a guitar, that's your instrument you were born with, and you
And
have
it's such
to.
a party. I mean, everybody, not only your guitar playing, but I mean, the first thing they say is, trust me, as a singer, that's all I hear from Steve and everybody. Man, well, Ronnie does this, man, and does that. And I was like, yeah, but he's talented and I'm not. So
Well, I mean,
he's from Tupelo, you
got-
bastard.
Right.
from Mississippi, baby.
So how long you been playing, Ronnie? You
I started playing guitar
professional.
in 1979, the
Wow.
flood of Jackson, and we had 2 weeks out of school, and I had nothing to do. My dad played guitar, and he'd always try to get me to learn, and I had just nothing to do, so I started playing again. And he had tried to teach me when I was probably 10 or 11. This was 14 or 15. I was 14, and
Yeah.
those 2 weeks I played, and then I passed my dad in like a month or two.
Wow.
Pissed him off.
Yeah,
I'm serious.
all right, you can quit playing now.
I remember him getting mad at me at first, but now he loves it. But I remember
This is how you tune it, Dad.
Does he ever come around and see you now?
Well, he
or-
lives in Mississippi. He's probably seen me play once or twice over here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a haul.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, I know.
It's a haul.
I mean, it's
Now,
maybe come
both of your
down for
parents
a-
still living? Or?
yeah.
Okay.
That's great. That's
Brian just lost a
yeah. My
family.
mom passed away last week.
I'm sorry, man.
She never got to come. She never would come to a club. She always. I showed her videos and stuff, and she
Yeah.
saw stuff on the internet, but she always wanted to come. I mean, she still bragged on me all the time, but
Yeah.
she never got to. I'm kind of glad she didn't get to see certain parts of my show. but-
Yeah. Jeez Louise.
She was a Christian lady. It wouldn't.
She probably would have been. Whoa.
Yeah. Is that a dildo? No. But
God. But yeah, we got
Especially she heard about y'all's crazy days back at Murphy's and stuff.
oh my
Oh,
God. No,
God,
you
dude.
guys were the kings. We heard stories about
I
you
heard
guys.
about y'all
Yeah.
all the time, man.
I mean, every time we went in there, it was like, yeah, Black Glass was here last week, and they did blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, damn, we got to be better than that. We got to do, you know.
Right.
I
Don't
remember
you
gotta
hate
top
it?
that.
Hey, I remember, like, I played in the 80s, too.
Yeah.
I was in a band called High Risk, and all I heard was Talon, Talon, Talon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Every time I'm playing, these guys, Talon, you know.
But see,
Yeah.
I think clubs do that. They pitch you up against, they're like, well, those guys
Very
did this
true.
last week. And
So
Yeah.
I actually, High Risk broke up, and I joined Talon. So as I'm in Talon playing these same
then they
clubs,
start
I'm
changing.
like, it ain't no different.
Yeah,
it's the same.
They made it
exactly.
sound like it was great. Different time, but it ain't no different.
But there was a rumor you were in Sidewinder.
I
at one
was for a
time?
little while.
Okay, cool.
Now, how long ago was that?
91, 92.
Okay, 'cause a buddy of mine, he plays this,
When I
or he
moved
did
here.
play in Sidewinder. You know a guy named Danny O'Rourke?
I've heard that
Plays
name.
guitar.
I think Sidewinders had a ton
They've
of
had
people.
a million
right?
people. In.
Yeah,
But,
bunch
I
of
mean, they've
people.
been around so
around.
long, though. from
Well,
the
I
70s
was
to the
watching them
90s.
in the Jan and Windy
Yeah,
days.
Jan and Windy. That's the
I
first
started.
thing I ever saw.
I lived in a small town called Goldsboro, and I used to roadie
Yep.
at a place called Roadies.
Yeah, I remember.
And that's how I got started. I was
They got
helping
good
those guys.
barbecue in
Oh yeah,
When I was
Wilbur's
in-
barbecue.
When I was in Sidewinder, we had to go to the barbecue. That was the one thing about Sidewinder. We knew where the food was.
Oh yes,
That's
we
the
were
only
in
thing.
Panama City. We went and had. There was like real smoked oysters, like
yeah.
Wow.
you know, not even out of the can. I mean, like I forget what
Fresh.
the name of, but everywhere we went, man, we went catfish in Birmingham, Alabama.
Wow.
Everywhere
That's
we went,
cool.
man, it was food.
Well, you know, in Louisiana, I went there years and years ago, and they have something there they call sucking heads. They'll
Crawfish.
turn,
Ugh.
I've
they
been
turn
eating
the
it my whole life.
they turn the
Ugh.
bucket upside down in the backyard, put the newspaper down, and
Oh,
yeah, and
man,
I
man,
love it, man.
and they don't have gravel in their driveways; it's shells.
Yeah, shells.
We played
Mm-hmm.
one place, and that's the thing that turned me. I never eat seafood at all, man. I can't stand the
My
smell.
rule is I did a lot of traveling for a place I used to work for like 10 years, and we did a lot of traveling doing trade shows, and my rule is never order seafood from a state that does not border an ocean. Trust me on that. If
Yeah,
you
Jimmy
don't
Henson
do-
broke me from that when they got a whole bucket full of oysters and they sat there and just,
man,
oh,
I'll
my
eat a
God,
raw
I about
oyster
threw
to
up.
death.
Yeah.
Well, you guys know crawfish, what the deal is with sucking head, though, right? What you
no.
do is you take the crawfish. Believe me, I've been eating these my whole life.
Okay.
You break the tail off, and you break the very tip of the tail, then you can just bite the meat, and it pulls right up, just like a lobster. It's like a small lobster.
Oh, yeah.
But
You're
the
right.
sucking the head part is just the juice. You just get the juice, you know, from. That's really all it is.
Well, I've never tried it.
I mean, it
I've,
sounds, you know.
I just tried oysters a couple of years ago, and
Yes,
about
mountain
5 or
oysters.
6 years ago, a buddy of mine, I was down in Orlando, Florida, and a buddy of mine talked me into trying calamari. And if it's done right, like in Florida,
Yeah.
it's good. But I tried it at the Red Lobster, not so good.
Yeah, I don't think Red Lobster is
No,
real
man,
seafood.
they're over. There's the man right there. There's Bob.
That's how Bob
There is
over.
Bob. Have y'all gotten Bob on here?
You know where
He
that's
won't
the
talk.
plan. We got to get Bob on here.
You must have get Bob on here.
Yeah.
We got the mighty Ronnie on here. I didn't think we was going to get you, man.
Well, and we know you guys are busy, and we
Yeah,
don't want
we'll talk your
to
head off.
annoy you and stuff. But you know,
We'd
we just
love to
having a
get
good
you
time,
like
man.
for a full hour. We usually do an hour interview with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And find out your influences, how you start. Well, we
Oh,
got
sure.
some, and
we got some
how
of
you
it.
started, and
I can tell you my influence. You wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, watch me. It's like, of course, I love Elvis.
yeah,
Sure.
And
what's
that's
not to
my
love?
guitar started with ZZ Top and Ted Nugent. That was my first thing.
That's
that I loved.
awesome.
Oh, it sounds like somebody else we know.
Yeah.
I just saw
Arkansas,
Ted in Myrtle Beach a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, did you really?
Yes. Derek
I saw him.
James Holmes was singing. I'm like, my hero.
Only time
Cool.
I saw Ted was with Damn Yankees back in the day.
Oh yeah.
And they let him sing like one or two songs,
Can
but
you
they were
take-
awesome though.
But you know, Derek St. Holmes hadn't been with him in forever, and then
Yeah, he was did the
maybe since the '70s or early '80s, and then I think for the last couple of years he's been back with him. And I was like, I cannot
Yeah,
believe
and
I
I
ever
heard
met
he
Derek
sounds
St.
really
Holmes.
good too.
He
sounds
sounded
just
great,
like-
man.
Yeah.
He looked a lot different,
Really?
but he sounded great.
Yeah. It's
You're
been.
talking what, the 70s, 70s?
76, I think, was the
Yeah.
first Ted Nugent album. They had
Wow.
Hey Baby and all that on it.
And what did Ted say? There's only one alpha male in this group, and it's me.
That's right.
That's
That's
true.
what happened then, but-
Just that because he's got too many guns to argue with
Yeah.
him.
But I guess they worked it out. But I was glad to see that. I was like,
So do you go to a lot of concerts, or
no,
you don't get to?
I don't
'cause
like to
you're-
really go to anything. It's hard to get me to go see anything.
Well, you
I've-
play so much too. It's
I saw
like-
Heart. That's the
Yeah.
things that I love Dawkins, so I saw one of the last
Oh,
Dawkins
yeah.
shows with Lynch. But I hadn't gone to much.
We got to ask you about the rumor.
Yeah.
That we
Oh,
heard. Now
yeah.
that you said Doc, and ask him, Dave.
There was a rumor floating around, and I want to say
This
it
is
came
what
from
we
By
hear when
God
you guys
that
leave.
Dokken approached you about doing some vocal work with those guys.
I never heard that one. That's a good
Oh,
one.
really?
I can't wait. I'm going to talk to Steve next week.
It's something about Don Dokken was going to go behind the scenes, and they were
And have
looking
you
for
as the
somebody,
front man. I
and it was going
like,
to get you as the
Sounds
That's
good. I mean,
news to me, baby.
and the word on the street was you turned them down flat.
Yeah, that's news to me.
So
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I can't
See,
wait to
I've
corner
heard
Ronnie.
I've heard the same rumor, but it was somebody else. I don't remember what.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Well,
news
in
to
our
me.
world, you guys are the main attraction everywhere we go, and
That's
we're
true.
always here.
I appreciate
what
it.
Black Glass does, and I mean, after hearing you guys tonight, I'm ready to quit.
Yeah, the sound was. I mean, it was so big and it was
yeah,
so
you
great.
guys, when you hit that Van Halen at the end jump, I've been begging to do that my whole career.
Yeah, and it sounded
And
good.
my
Todd
guys like,
just
oh.
really. That was the icing on the cake. It just really sounded great.
Yeah, I mean, you guys.
We couldn't
are
do it without
phenomenal,
Todd, man.
That's true.
Well, yeah, but you guys had keyboards before, right? But TK did a lot.
TK
of
plays
it?
some keyboards, yeah.
Yeah.
We still, some shows he still puts his keyboards up.
Yeah.
Just depends on what size of stage.
He was using the pedal board there for a while.
Yeah, he still does, but he didn't tonight. Just depends on the side of the stage or
Yeah.
how long, if we're going to be there for 2 nights or
I mean,
whatever.
it's just
Right.
such a full. You guys had a full sound, man. I mean, it was.
It really is.
awesome.
Well, I do have that new 5150 amp.
Oh, really?
Oh.
I just got it recently. I love it, man.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, Bob was telling me how loud you guys were. at one point he had pulled the guitar mains back.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Listen," and I was like, "It didn't sound any
But it's
different."
a rock. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? It rocked. I mean, it rocked.
But and if you're loud, you're loud, and that's what rock and roll is all
rock
about.
and roll's about, baby.
And
I hate playing the club when you go in and they book you as a rock band and you're sitting here and you can barely hear it from the dance floor back. It's like you can't hear nothing.
One thing is it's a kind of illusion that we're loud because I put up 4 Marshall cabinets,
Right.
But I only have the bottom 2 running. I don't run them all. Yeah, I don't like the cabinets in my ears. I want it
down low.
I don't like it right in my ear.
Right. I don't blame you on
Our
that
guitar
one.
player brings 2 cabinets, 2 heads, and blasts that shit to the moon.
Well, that's
But,
That's why I can't hear now.
It is rock and roll, and a lot of times, they'll say, "Well, Dave, you're too loud," and I'm like, "Well, there's one guitar and me. I have to be loud." You know?
You got to fill in the hole.
Yeah. So hey, that's an interesting hat. Is that a hand? Did you make that or did you purchase
I'm
that?
the eBay king.
No, is that your
Hey,
secret?
let me show you
on eBay, man.
Let me show you what's
24/7.
really cool about this hat. It
Okay.
has a pocket in it.
For you keep
put your weed.
keep your weed in
There's
there.
all kinds of stuff in that thing.
That is cool. I like that.
prophylactic
How
in there.
about that, baby?
Oh, from 1989. Now, where did you get that hat? Is that's
eBay,
I know
man.
it's eBay, but is it
Is
like
it a specialty store or just somebody?
Yeah, is it
made
just an
or-
individual?
I just put in cowboy hat, search, and just started going.
Every time, one
We get
thing
this on
about
jewelry
Ronnie
too, man.
is every time I see
stuff.
Yeah, you
Ronnie,
got the rock look, man.
every time I see him, he's got these like really super cool hats that he wears. I mean, you had one that was like a leopard skin or something.
Yeah, I mean, I've had.
You probably
the same
you probably
problem when some
retired.
drunk comes up and they're like, "Hey, can I
They
have
take
your
you
hat?"
take it off, man. They be playing it.
Yeah.
Just walk up.
I've
We had a hat stolen tonight that was sitting on our little dummy. And
Don't doubt it, man.
I mean, these guys they must be on food stamps or something.
I've paid like $40 for a hat or so, and then you wear it on stage one time, and people's like, "Can I have your hat?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I bought it for you." So
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like no.
Stick your cooties in there.
I don't think so.
But
Man, just come along, take it off.
yeah, especially women. We were playing one time, and I'm sitting watching this girl walk out the door, and I'm like, "Hey, is that my hat?" And she's gone. We're in the middle
She's
of a
outta
song,
here.
so
Man, this is like a gnarly story, but I have to tell you this.
please,
Oh, go
give
right
us
ahead.
Some road stories.
Yeah,
man.
give
Get
us
us
some
around
that
a
kind of
while.
road story, but this is funny. So I was dating a girl that had 3 kids,
okay.
and they went to school and they got lice, right?
Oh
Yeah, it
man.
happens.
So they get the lice. So I'm thinking, well, shit, I might have it. We don't know. We put the stuff on, whatever, too,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
in case, So that same night I'm playing, and this girl walks up, I guess my puts it on. I'm like, whatever. man.
Enjoy
Good luck.
yourself.
Yeah. Take it to the bank.
But I mean, I was all right. But still, I was thinking, good luck.
You got one.
That's why you don't do that shit.
Yeah,
No,
you
I
got
don't.
one good road story though. You got to have at least one. Like the gravel we gave.
Oh yeah, it's gotta be some
all right.
good.
When I was in Talon, I got a million. road stories.
Which is how this show kind of came
that's
to
where we
be because of the
started
road
this whole
stories.
concept.
I mean, really, truly, I could talk to you for 6 weeks and then finish it all. From my days, I lived out of a trunk
Oh,
from 86 to about 92, 93. I didn't live anywhere. I lived in a hotel and I
wow.
traveled.
Wow.
But one of my favorite stories, we had a sound man. His name was Kenny Mouzon. And he actually lives in Greensboro now and works for Carlton Carey. I don't know if it's Carlton Carey now, but it might just be Carey Sound. But anyway,
Oh, we know. Carrie
so
Sound.
Kenny Mouzon was loading out in the band. We didn't touch anything back then. I didn't even tune my guitar. I just
Wow.
walked on the stage.
Jimmy doesn't either. Come to think of it.
I mean, all I did was sleep and rock and roll.
Yeah.
Damn.
So anyway, Ken's loading out. We're all back at the room, relaxing, having a good time. And we'd always do this stuff like put a bucket of water, over the door
Oh,
and
yeah.
walk in.
Sure.
We're like, what? Can
Firecrackers in the shower. We
we,
throw.
we put fire. We know those firecrackers where you pull the string.
Oh,
We put those
Yeah.
on the door and it blow up in your face.
Yeah,
We've done
exactly.
everything, and we're like, what can we do?
we
What
always
can we
do that
do?
when we go to South Carolina.
And I'm like, let's go get a rock and put in his pillow. So we go outside and we get a big flat rock. And we put in his pillow and then we're sitting there waiting. Everybody's waiting. He comes in and he's really tired, because he's been loading out. He's like, oh, I'm tired. And he flopped onto the bed.
Oh, my
and you heard, pow, and he goes, ow.
Oh yeah, because it was on the top, and
And he'd always go, who's the genius?
yeah. I put a Brian is notorious for he'll say we'll go to Arby's for example, and everybody eats but him because he says can't
hardly eat
and
before
then
a show.
go,
It makes
on
me,
show.
you know.
So he's got an Arby's sandwich, and he gets up and goes to the bathroom, and I put one of these plastic cup lids in his sandwich because I knew on the way home, when he goes to bite into it, he'd go, "Some bitch," and he decided to bite into it right there. And he's like, "Yeah, who the hell's fucking with my food, man?" I'm like, that would be me.
That's what keeps you sane, though, man, is doing that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We went on a trip to Michigan, one of my bands, probably about 10 years ago. Nobody wants to go to Michigan in February.
Oh, God, yeah.
But we go up to Michigan to play, and we're all bored as hell, and we just practical joking each other. So we had a video camera videoing it all. And, we put shaving cream up on the ceiling so over where somebody's sleeping. And we blow, waiting. Finally, the shaving cream is around somebody's face. But I have all these videos, so I'm sleeping. We had a pickup truck. There's a four-seater. I'm sleeping on the back, and I got my cap kind of over my eyes,
Right.
And they go, and they look over at me, and somebody had a Big Mac. So the next thing you see is shreds of lettuce. They put it on my head. Then you see a slice of tomato, and he goes, a Big Mac. And then he's like, they keep putting in more lettuce in the rabbit food.
Rabbit food.
But I'm sleeping. I got cheese, lettuce, tomato, everything was hanging off my hat, and they're all laughing at it.
Oh, my God.
So, then another time, on that same video, our drummer's in a store, and we're like, what can we do? What can we do? And we're like, I can't think of anything. And Trace goes, next guy that opens that door is a fag. So Jeff walks up, opens up the door, and everybody's like looking at him. He's like, all right, what did y'all do? So he's looking everywhere.
Oh,
and that's
man.
what it was on the video. Without the video, it would have been funny.
That's cool.
We played a place where they had it was a grand opening up in King, where the Electric Blue is.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh, yeah.
And we played there on one of
Which
their
version was this?
Yeah,
'Cause
one of their many grand openings we played.
Was this Boot Scooters, or was it when it was
Twister's Edge? or
Twister's
some
Edge,
shit, I don't
that's
know.
it.
But they had a full meal, a full catered deal. And these fuckers
Shrimp.
ate all these shrimps, man, and put them in the back of my jacket. So I'm sitting here like, I keep smelling these tails.
For like 2 weeks, man, we were finding shrimp tails in this and under that.
Case, everything. It's like
We consumed some shrimp.
bastards.
Y'all reminded me of a great one, man. We're playing in Panama City, and they were having a rib eating contest. Right? I got one of the ribs, and I stuck it in the back of Scott's, my bass player's bass amp, which was tube amp, right? We forgot about it.
Oh, man. Nice and cooked.
About a week or two later, we're playing, and I'm like, somebody's like, you smell ribs?
Yeah.
Cooking?
And you're like, oh, man.
We looked back there, and it was smoking.
Man, I'm hungry for ribs. That's great.
It's
Somebody
good to
told
know.
me not too long ago that this guy and this girl had separated, and they were getting a divorce, and she took a whole bunch of shrimp, and she stuck it inside. When you see these really nice curtains, they have these big fancy curtain rods that you can unscrew the end, and she put shrimp inside, filled it up, and the guy couldn't figure out. They were fighting over the house, and the guy couldn't figure out where the smell was coming from. And he cleaned and shampooed the carpets, and you name it, they got people in there scrubbing the walls, and they could. And finally, he said, "You can have the house," but you know what they did? They got the damn curtain rods and took it with them, and she was sitting there going, "Sucker."
He took the smell with him.
Yeah, take smell with them, and they're still going to be trying to scrub the
If
smell
we
out.
don't let Ronnie tear down his band.
Yeah, I got to
Yeah.
tear it down.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
All right, man.
We've
Thanks.
heard so
Thank
much
you, guys.
about
Thanks.
you, and it's great to
It's
hear
good to
it,
talk to
see
y'all.
you.
We've been sitting here talking with the
We gotta get
legend
you
that
there,
is
man. I
Ronnie
wanna hear
Rogers.
Some more of these stories. You got
Only a legend from Steve Arnold.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
By God, just ask him; he'll tell you.
Oh, no. Oh man, you're gonna start some shit.
I'm going to have to talk to that boy.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
he's
that.
he's rideless, so we've been trying to get him on the show as well.
Oh, if we get, he's a controversy king, man. He's a magnet.
I'd have picked him up, man.
He'll talk shit about anybody. That's what we love about him.
All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.
All right,
Thanks so
Ronnie,
much. Appreciate
man.
it.
We'll catch you down the road.
This has been the Dirty Overhaul Rock Show, coming at you from After Hours in High Point.